Welcome back to Passive Flow Lab. Today, we're breaking down what's been happening in the crypto and stock market since April 2025, why it matters, and what you should watch for in the months ahead. April 2025 has been the best-performing month for Bitcoin so far this year, marking a strong rebound after a tough first quarter. Bitcoin hit a low of around $74,000 on April 8th, following a nearly 30% drop from its January all-time high of $109,000. But the decline was short-lived. By mid-May, Bitcoin had surged back to the mid-$90,000, up about 24% from that April low, and firmly back in bull market territory. What's driving this ETF demand? The number of Bitcoins held in spot ETFs continues to rise with no major drawdowns even during periods of weak price performance. This steady demand is creating upward pressure on price and positioning Bitcoin as a strategic asset for global investors. Institutional adoption. Major institutions and even some governments are rumored to be adding Bitcoin to their reserves, and ETF inflows are at record highs. Regulatory shifts. The US and UK have both signaled moves toward clearer crypto regulation, with US bank regulators rescinding prior digital asset custody guidance and the SEC starting a new rulemaking process. Macro factors. The US presidential election and global economic uncertainty are also boosting interest in Bitcoin as a hedge. Ethereum, ETH, has also seen a strong rebound, rising from about $1,800 at the start of May to over $2,500 by mid-month, a gain of nearly 40% in just 2 weeks. Technical analysis suggests ETH could reach $2,750 to $2,900 by the end of May, with further upside possible if bullish momentum holds. Analysts project ETH could reach $4,400 to $5,900 by year-end, driven by institutional adoption, Layer 2 upgrades and DeFi growth. Altcoins have been mixed. Solana, SOL, jumped over 30% in April, fueled by NFT and DeFi growth. SUI surged 46% on partnership news and speculation. AI and NFT tokens have outperformed, while real-world asset tokens and some exchange tokens lagged. The total crypto market cap fell sharply in Q1 2025, but rebounded in April, with Bitcoin dominance nearing 70%. This often signals a coming rotation into high-beta altcoins, especially in AI, NFT, and privacy sectors. The stock market has been equally dramatic. In early April, the S&P 500 nearly entered bear market territory, dropping 19% from its February highs due to fears over new US tariffs and rising recession risk, but the market staged a rapid recovery. President Trump's administration reached a 90-day deal with China to reduce tariffs, easing trade tensions and sparking a rally. April's inflation data showed the smallest annual increase since early 2021, boosting investor confidence. The Mag 7 tech giants, which lost $2.6 trillion in market cap earlier in the year, rebounded sharply in late April, regaining almost all their losses. By May, the S&P 500 had erased all its 2025 losses, closing at 5,569 on April 30th, up 10.6% year-over-year. Wall Street strategists, including Goldman Sachs, have raised their year-end targets, now forecasting the S&P 500 could reach 6,100 if growth and trade conditions remain favorable. Despite the rally, the macro backdrop is mixed. US GDP contracted 0.3% in Q1, mainly due to tariff-related trade disruptions. Inflation is still a concern, with the CPI forecast to rise 3.5% in 2025. Bond yields have risen, with the 10-year Treasury above 4.5%. International stocks have outperformed US stocks for 5 months in a row, as investors look for growth abroad. Tech and growth stocks have led the recovery, while small caps and value stocks have lagged. Energy and commodities have been volatile, tracking global supply and geopolitical news. Crypto outlook. Bitcoin is projected to trade between $80,000 and $151,000 in 2025, with some institutional targets as high as $200,000 if ETF inflows and adoption continue. Ethereum's upgrades and DeFi growth could push ETH toward $4,400 to $5,900 by year-end, barring major setbacks. Expect volatility as global regulations tighten and new technologies like tokenized assets and AI-powered DeFi platforms gain traction. Stock market outlook. Most analysts expect a pause year for the S&P 500 with single-digit gains and continued volatility. The Trump put effect, where policy changes respond to market drops, may help limit downside risk. Watch for sector rotation. Tech and AI are likely to lead, while defensive sectors may gain if growth slows. Here's what you can do as an investor. Diversify. Mix stocks, crypto, and safer assets to manage risk. Stay informed. Follow market news, central bank updates, and regulatory changes. Think long-term. Volatility is normal, so focus on your long-term goals. Manage risk. Only invest what you can afford to lose, especially in crypto. Disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Markets are unpredictable and all investments carry risk, including the potential loss of your entire investment. Always do your own research and consult a licensed financial advisor before making any investment decisions. What's your take on the recent market moves? Are you bullish or cautious for the rest of 2025? Share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. If you found this deep dive helpful, hit like, subscribe to Passive Flow Lab, and turn on notifications for more market insights and passive income strategies. Thanks for watching Passive Flow Lab, where your money flows and you earn while you sleep. See you in the next video.